Balderdash, out here talking shit. Hi, I'm Annie Penny Pony, and today are the first time my YouTube name actually makes sense, because today I am gonna react to Top 10 Scary My Little Pony Fairies. Okay, I have done this before. I have done this with Disney, with Pixar, with Looney Tunes, Barbie, and now it is My Little Pony's turn. I saw this video for some days ago now. It's quite new, and I'm like, I gotta have to react to this. I must. Nothing to discuss. I like My Little Pony, I do, but I have a feeling I might not after watching this. The thumbnail is quite disturbing. It's a very, very creepy picture of Pinkie Pie, and what does it say? Let's be friends. And as you can see, I have brought back my old ponies from the attic, and well, I mean, some of them are pretty than others, let's say. I have missed them. I haven't seen them for a long time, and I have a feeling they might freak me out after watching this. Ponies, are you planning to kill me when I sleep? I didn't hear them, no. Yeah, they are definitely going back up to the attic. But let's start this video. Let's ruin our childhood once again, because that's what I love to do. Ruin my childhood. Okay, here was the commercial.
I gotta say, this is a whole new world for me. I don't know why My Little Pony is so popular, but it has stood the test of time, and for some reason,
it is great.
Dudes are bigger fans of the series than little girls. I have no idea why that is, and maybe that's not true, but that's what the internet has told me. But even though I'm not someone who is well read on the My Little Pony universe, it's my job to find out all I can and share the news with you here
today. So cute!
And that is exactly what I have done. Hello, Most Amazing Top 10 family. I am your host, Shade Arena, and welcome back to the Most Amazing Top 10. Today we are going to be inspecting the animated world of magical horses for today's list of top 10 scary My Little Pony theories.
Whoa.
As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. And
I do it, but I already subscribe to you, so.
I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts that you guys love.
Pet shoutouts!
If you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up.
I have a pet, I have a cat.
Without taking any longer, let's get into this.
Okay. There we go.
Secret sexual innuendos.
What?
The My
Excuse
Little
me?
Pony that you watch now is a wholesome show that is meant for kids to enjoy, to show them the wonderful world that is full of magic that exists in a rainbow land. But back when the show was on in the 80s, things were a little different. If you are a fan of Most Amazing Top 10, then you will know that classic cartoons and animated movies tend to hide a lot of subliminal messages in them that lean towards the lewd, like the names for the My Little Pony characters from the original cartoon. Some of the names go along the line of Chocolate Delight, Morning Glory, Swinger, and Pillow Talk. Now, this could have been an oversight and never the intention of the show's creators to hide these names in plain sight. Or maybe they thought it was hilarious to have a bunch of cartoon characters for kids named after sexual terms that they wouldn't understand. I mean, this is very gross, but it was also the 80s, so they probably got away with way worse back then.
That's actually quite fun.
Throughout the show, there are moments where the main characters will act a little strange. And by a little strange, I mean they will have full mental breakdowns.
Yeah, I hear about this.
This is just used as a form of humor. Everyone laughs and goes on with their business, ignoring what had just happened. Now, this could be because this is just how ponies are meant to act, but a lot of people who watch the show think that the characters from the series are showcasing signs of manic depressive disorder. Usually everyone just ignores what's going on, which probably will only make matters worse. It's only a matter of time before one of these ponies has a breakdown that seriously hurts someone. Coming in at number 8, we have Slender Pony.
I hear about this!
Spider-Man, I gotta say, bravo. You have made a modern-day horror character that has stood the test of time. Future generations will look back on this character on par with Freddy, Jason, and many of the other creepy beasts from classic entertainment. And now Slender Man has even worked its way into My Little Pony. In a certain episode of My Little Pony, some fans saw something a little strange floating around.
There it is!
They saw a pony
I
was
never
wearing
saw
a
this,
suit
but
and hiding in the bushes. The internet quickly came together to say that Slender Man now exists in the MLP universe. Some other people say that this was just another pony in a suit, and there's no way that Slender Man, or should I say Slender Pony, could ever exist. But I'm gonna stick with the idea that this monster is real because it's way more fun.
it is quite fun. It's not creepy, but
For freedom. If we
the
go
fight
back
for
through the
okay.
My Little Pony history, we will find that the toys used to have bridles. If you don't know what a bridle is, it's sort of a muzzle that you can put on a horse to help you control it when you ride it, which sounds good for a regular horse, although I think it's not cruel. Is that cruel? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're not supposed to use bridles. I don't know. But back to my point, the ponies from MLP are just as intelligent as humans, so the presence of bridles in the universe would mean that at one time people were forcefully controlling the ponies, which has made some people speculate that the ponies used to be enslaved and had to fight for their freedom. Honestly,
Whoa.
I think My Little Revolution Ponies has a nice ring to it. Coming in at number 6.
Yeah, I would say that.
If we are right about the ponies going crazy, then maybe there's a place where they take all these crazy ponies. There is evidence of this in one episode. It's
What?
called Read It and Weep. There's a part where
I must say
Dr.
that.
Stables is talking to Rainbow Dash, and you can hear a dog barking. This is very strange. I wasn't aware there were dogs in the My Little Pony universe. Well, it turns out that this wasn't a dog at all. This was another pony who looks deranged and is barking like an animal. Now, this might have just been one of the ponies making a joke, but then we see that she's wearing a hospital gown, which makes me think that she just broke out of the loony bin. This means that there could be a dark side to the My Little Pony world.
Oh my gosh,
There's
I'm gonna
a
see this
dark
episode.
asylum-style place with all the most dangerous ponies locked away. Maybe there's a Joker pony that we have never heard about. Coming in at number 5, we have Fluttershy will turn them all. For those of you
What?
who keep up with
Eh?
all the changes that have happened throughout the My Little Pony
I'm not one of them.
series, you will know that in one episode, Bats, Fluttershy gets turned into what is basically a vampire.
Yeah, I
Now,
saw
the
that.
show makes
I
it
love that.
the cutest vampire of all time,
Yeah.
by making Fluttershy part vampire bat, so she gets an uncontrollable urge to eat fruit. But some fans think it's only a matter of time before she gets the craving for blood, and she will slowly but surely turn all the other ponies into vampires just like her. This is backed up by the vampire tooth that's spotted in her mouth at the end of the episode. Coming in at number 4, we have pony gentrification. The world that the ponies live in is not all gumdrops and rainbows. There's a lot of it that is packed full of evil monsters that seem like they are doing their best to make sure that all the ponies don't live to see another day.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's the
I know.
other way around? It seems that everything
What?
around the ponies' homeland is somewhat evil, and the ponies want to spread their good to these evil places. Well, maybe the evil ones were there first, and they weren't so aggressive until the ponies came in and started to try to force their way of life on them. Some fans speculate that the ponies are trying to gentrify everything around them so they can have everyone live like them, and all the monsters that are apparently evil are just trying to fight to survive, and they never wanted to hurt
Oh my gosh, that's
anyone in the
awful
first
enough,
place.
if that's true.
We have the ultimate punishment. When you break into the MLP universe, you will find out that there is a sickness out in the wild that won't kill you, but it will make you never return to the MLP kingdom.
What?
That sickness is called swamp fever. If you
Yeah, I
catch
hear
swamp
about this.
fever, you will slowly be turned into a tree that can spread this sickness. It's kind of like something pulled right out of The Last of Us. Well, some people think that this sickness used to be much worse, and that is why the ponies built the world that they live in. They wanted to have a place they could call home that wasn't filled with swamp fever. Once they were safe, they found a way to use swamp fever to keep their society in line by using it as a threat for those who break the law. They will poison them with swamp fever and then leave them out in the swamp so they transform and can never come back and be a burden to the rest of the ponies.
Wow.
Coming in at number 2, we have the Parasprite Plague. Parasprites are a horrible beast that run rampant throughout the My Little Pony universe. They eat everything they come across. They can reproduce faster than Usain Bolt running the 100-meter, and on top of all this, they are super hard to get rid of. They seem like a plague pulled right out of the Bible. Well, there's one episode where the Parasprites are attacking, and the ponies manage to stop them from eating up all their food with a spell.
They're
but
quite
this
cute.
only makes them start eating all their homes and equipment instead. Some fans speculate that this episode took place in an alternate dimension where the ponies couldn't handle the effects of this plague, and this eventually led to their death.
Oh.
The Parasprites continued to consume everything until there was nothing left in the pony world. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the End of Days. Oh, we have made it all the way to the number 1 spot, and I have to say, I have learned a lot about the My Little Pony universe.
Yeah, me
I
too.
never expected that the lore would be this deep. Even though this isn't something I'm going to be binging anytime soon, I can kind of understand how people get lost in this world. But Brony, ponies still creep me out. I haven't changed my opinion on that. Now, Tartarus is a prison where all the evildoers get locked away. Tartarus is a...
God damn it, come on!
Originally pulled from Greek mythology. It's where the Titans were locked away by the gods. This brings up the question of whether or not the ponies are actually kind, because if they mirror the Greek gods in their prison, they might also mirror them in their horrible qualities.
Wait,
On
what?
top of this, what would happen if these monsters got out? Well, this is where this theory really shines. Some fans speculate that the end of days will come for the ponies when all of the monsters escape simultaneously and come for their revenge. It might have not been a good idea to lock all these guys away in the same place. That was probably bad foresight. Alright everyone, that has been our list, and as promised, I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. Remember,
we're not gonna go through the pets right now. Shit, that was a lot to take in. Ponies, are you evil? Or mentally insane? You can tell me. I won't judge. I will lock you up forever, but I won't judge. Okay. Some of the things I have had here before, like this, where they are mentally insane. This episode that he's talking about, I most see this episode. I don't think I have seen it before. It sounds really interesting. Tell me if it is something you want me to react to. But I mean, I doesn't remember the half of it. But it was so much and so much disturbing stuff. Like I said, this what they being mentally ill. I think here's the thing. I hear this about. I think you hear this about like every goddamn cartoon nowadays, and I mean, the thing is, if you look into those kind of things too much, you will find these things. You will find illnesses, but it's also like. It is a kid show, and it is just for jokes. What I think though is that if children look at it, they probably just will laugh at it and like, ha ha ha, so fun, they are crazy, blah blah blah, etc. I also laughed at it, not gonna lie. But I think that if you are adult, you will look at it very differently and say, okay, but is this really good? Is this really healthy? Is this something we should show kids? I doesn't think it's anything wrong with it, but I saw the discussion in that. Quite interesting. There's also that they are like the evil ones, and the evil ones are actually the good ones. It kind of, I don't say it. I would say it makes like super much sense, and I'm like, yeah, this is how it is. But somehow it kind of actually makes sense. I think. I don't know if I believe in it. But I mean, they are very much. I mean, there are a couple of episodes in the series that they are very much like, this is our way to live, and you're not allowed to want to live any other way. And I mean, their way to live aren't bad in any way. They're a good way to live. So that's not it. But it's also like they're trying to force people to live their way, and if these people doesn't want to live this particular way, well, then they make them want to live that way. I mostly think about this episode when, oh, what was that? I'm just gonna show a picture of it. Here, this pony here did a whole lot of shit and was an evil dictator, and then the gang came in and saved this little city, and bada boom, bada bam, everything's fine. And I mean, I think they did the right thing, sure, because I mean, it was very communistic. But, is that English word for it? But, I mean, it's also that, like, there you see very clearly that, like, they forces their way to live at those ponies here. Ooh, this is hard. Wow, who could think that My Little Pony would be this deep? It was very interesting just to hear about like the old series and like that they named the ponies after like sex slang. Can you call that? I don't remember what he called it. But like pillow talk and all of that. I'm like, imagine how awkward that must be as an adult to watch that with your children and hear these ponies be called that. I think I watched the original series a little because I remember how it looks like, so I think I have watched some of it. But it was actually a little bit, the really original that they talked about there, that was a little before my time as well. So I hasn't watched super much about it, but like, I know what this was about. And also this interesting, like, okay, so in the original series, there were humans there. And now in the new series, there's new humans there. So was the pawn slaves? This is very dark. But I feel like this is something that have been discussed so much through the series. Also the fact that they have animals. I mean, the ponies, the freaking ponies here, they are animals, but they also have animals. So it's a very... I mean, I think this is one of these classic moments, like, it's a cartoon, don't think too deeply into it. But I mean, they have a whole lot of adult fans, so of course people will start to think perhaps a little too deeply into it. I think that if it was real, if this was real, if we say this is a parallel universe when this is real, it would probably be actually a very disturbing universe. Can we just say so? Does that make sense? I don't know. But anyway, I like this. I don't think this have really destroyed the series for me, because now I feel like more like next time I watch it, I'm gonna look at those things closer, see if I can find it. But wait, I'm about to say Slender, that was wrong. Slender Man pony. I never seen that, but yeah. I mean, of course it's an Easter egg, like, of course, but it's a quite creepy Easter eggs. But I mean, My Little Pony is also quite known for Easter eggs. I mean, they have a pony that is basically Doctor Who, so I mean, anyway, as I say, I don't think this hasn't destroyed the series for me in any way. I felt like when I had watched like the Looney Tunes Scary Fairies video, that kind of destroyed the whole thing for me, and the same with Barbie. But this, I don't feel like this have destroyed it for me. I totally gonna lock this ones away, but except that, no. Okay, anyway, thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye!